So I just wanted to come on here and give a little update on baby boy's health now that I feel like he's at 100%. Baby boy has had a pretty rough go at things, his first month of life being in and out of the hospital. Our first little scare was actually his first seconds of life. He swallowed some amniotic fluid and he wasn't breathing very well, and they told him they wanted to bring him to the NICU, and they told him to give him a kiss before he left, and I gave him a kiss, and thank God he just started screaming, crying, and they let me hold him, and he was doing a lot better. They monitored him through the night before we left the hospital, and before we left the hospital, they told us that he had jaundice, and it was pretty high, so we would have to check in with our doctor. So we went home with the baby. The next day we went to the doctor. The doctor told us that his jaundice levels were way too high. We needed to go back to the hospital and go under the light. So we did so, and by the second day, they told us that his jaundice levels went down. There were also some other things that they were concerned about when they did his blood test, and it came back that he was very anemic. Also, they had heard a heart murmur, and maybe that the jaundice had spread to his liver. So they wanted to monitor overnight one more time, and they took blood in the morning, and then they kind of just let us go and didn't really give us any updates on what was going on. But we were just so glad to get to go home with baby boy. So he had his checkup a week later at the doctor, and the doctor told us his belly looked pretty round. We didn't really think anything much of it, and then a week later we went into the doctor again for another checkup, and they had sent us straight to the hospital because his belly was so round and distended. It was purple and veiny. This never happened with my daughter, so I didn't know that there was really anything wrong until the doctor had been like, you needed to go to the hospital now. We went to the hospital. They did x-rays and ultrasounds to rule out anything crazy like a rupture. And then they sent us home and was like, okay, you should change your formula to soy milk. We did so, and his stomach still wasn't getting better. So we went in and we saw a specialist, and then the specialist cleared us of pretty much everything that could have been major. But his stomach still wasn't better. So they changed our formula to a hyperallergenic formula, Similac. So since we changed this formula, his stomach is finally 100% better. And then he gets sick a few days later with a cold. We all got the cold, actually. But it's just like, oh my goodness, he's just not got a break his whole life. But now we're all over the cold, and we're all doing so much better, and we're just so happy. We just get to enjoy baby boy now, and he's feeling better and sleeping better and just seems a lot more comfortable. But his first month of life was just a bit rough, and I feel just horrible that he had went through all that, but I'm happy now that he is okay.